Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to today's webinar. And today we have two guests here to brief you on a topic called Solving Global Challenges Through Transdisciplinary Studies. So before I think we have some guests in the attendance right now, and we are ready to start. So today's flow will be, we will first run the topic first. It will actually take about 30 minutes to 40 minutes. And after that, we will have a quick Q&A. You can actually ask Dr. Emily Tran and also Professor William Chung on anything relating to the topic in the presentations, and we can have a chat after that. And then followed by the last part, we will also give you presentations on admissions to HKBU as a whole. And towards the end, we will tell you some tips and also admissions related Q&A with regards to any scholarships at HKBU, and also regarding to any other tips during the application stage you may have. So stay tuned all the way to the end. And now, since already it's 5:03 now, I'll pass the floor to Emily and William to start off with the presentation. Emily.
Thank you, Frank. So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this session. So we are Emily and William. So William is a professor in our computer science department and also the associate vice president for undergraduate programs. And I am the director of transdisciplinary undergraduate programs, and we will be in dialogue with you and addressing all your questions about our 4 exciting transdisciplinary programs. So those in the audience, don't hesitate to use the chat box and also the Q&A box in order to type in your questions, and we will be happy to address them at the end of this talk. So this talk is all focused on global challenges. Global challenges are around us and are very pressing challenges. I'm sure that you have in mind a lot of global challenges that are also pertinent to your regions. We have listed a few ones here, starting from war, and there is war in the heart of Europe. There has been a pandemic that has caused trade disruptions, but also we have climate change and with frightening consequences of drought, rain, storms, and we also have other issues such as widespread rearmament, when countries and governments, go into a weapons race, arms race, and we have also multinational corporations trying to avoid tax, but without any taxes, there is no revenues for public organizations to conduct public policy. So all these are a few among many global challenges that we are facing and that are defining our future and especially your own future. Even the World Economic Forum has, in his latest report 2022, listed a number of global challenges, saying that we live in a very turbulent world because the pandemic persists, because we have slow economic recovery, we have lots of income disparities and income disparities, polarization, a lot of resentments within the societies. So we can live in societies where some people are not happy with what they are having and their livelihood. We have an erosion of social cohesion, which all create pressure for migration. If you don't have a good livelihood in your own country, you are compelled to migrate to another country, and that creates other type of problems. We live also in geopolitical tensions with risk associated to climate action failure. We know COP27 was just ended, and there is this idea that maybe we are not on track to address climate change. So there is also cyber threats and the space race that bring new frontiers of divergence and hopefully new ways for transdisciplinary collaboration. So this is the world from the World Economic Forum. This gentleman here is Mr. Antonio Gutierrez, the Secretary General of the United Nations, who said in July 2022, collective action or collective suicide. It is in our hands. I found this sentence very powerful, very strong, although he mentioned that in relation to climate change. But I think to address those global challenges facing us, it is indeed collective action that we have to undertake. So in relation to this, you know, these global challenges are unavoidable, and they are your whole lot. You are the future generation, and that falls onto your shoulders to solve these problems that are very complex. And that is why we call for transdisciplinary collaboration of people with different expertise to make a better world. And now I pass the floor to Professor Chung, to you, William, to explain to us why transdisciplinarity.
Thanks, Emily. So hello, everybody. So I'm really happy to be able to not just talking about this talk. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to work with Ahmed. Ahmed is an expert of European studies and more. And I'm a computer scientist. And we start to learn how to do this transdisciplinary, that is transcending our disciplines to develop curriculum. And also we want to nurture our future talents to be able to do that. Okay, so I want to spend some time to talk about, okay, what are we talking about regarding transdisciplinary, using some example. So COVID-19, everybody know now. I'm a strong believer that actually we learn in real world challenges, and we learn something. At least by now, most of us know, okay, virus got some variants. Virus can mutate and got some variants. Alpha, beta, delta, omicron for last year, and probably we know more to come. And then we are fighting against this using by our means, right? So what's the disciplines of this one? Biology, you know, public health, right? But is that sufficient to address the COVID-19 challenges? We also know that, you know, the second point, you see the bullet point, how resources, right? We know that the kind of the pandemic is going up and down, up and down. So we need a very clever way to manage the health resources, hospital, you know, masks, whatever, right? So what's the topics of this discipline? Actually, it's resources management and planning. Is related to business management, okay? And the third point, health communication. If the government is not properly communicate the knowledge and then the precautions and measures with the citizens, okay, we'll be in really chaotic situations, right? And also how to communicate that properly, okay, to the citizens become a challenge to the government as well. And what is that discipline? It's communication, it's public relations. Okay, so I named 3 main disciplines already. And also, I don't have to elaborate more why the COVID-19 is affecting the global supply chain, right? So we're sort of sometimes some food, okay, mask, equipment, so on and so forth. And we also know that we actually cannot stop socially interacting with friends. Otherwise, there will be something wrong with our healthy well-being. So that's related to what? Well-being, health as well, right? And so this is something that's quite challenging. Can I go? Can we have the next slide? Yet, challenges come with opportunities. Okay, if you understand this part, okay, COVID-19 also accelerate a numbers of developments. Okay, so vaccine, testing, you know, masks become a part of the fashion. Yeah, so we choose different type of masks, okay, to go together with our clothing, okay. So, you know, it accelerates some kind of new products, new possibilities, right? And also, Emily, can you help me to show the videos? Yeah. So actually, this is an algorithm done by computer scientists, okay. You see the red dots, red bar. The red bars are the reported cases. And you see that the reported cases of different, infections goes up and down at different time. Based on that, we use AI algorithm. We cannot see the virus, but we can estimate how it transmits. Okay, so that's computer science. Okay, because I'm a computer scientist, I have to stop here. Otherwise, I will keep talking about this. Okay, and you see that, okay, in these days, teleconferencing, we're using teleconferencing, right? Doctor use it, I mean, professor use it, teacher use it, counselor use it, therapists use it. Okay, it becomes a norm. Used to be very difficult, become a norm. Then people think of some innovative way, okay, to make tally whatever efficient, effective, right? There's a lot of new opportunities and innovations come with that. And also, probably you also spend quite some time with the Netflix, Disney Plus, and different kind of online streaming services, because during the pandemic, entertainment is still important for wellness of human being, right? So with that, I want to zoom in a little bit more on this arts and entertainment. Probably you play game more than I do. Okay, so game, streaming services, animation, themes, you know, they all are converging to each other. Imagine that you can interact with them. You can interact with the story of the film, and it can be modified based on user interactions. Is that possible? I think it will happen very soon. And some of you probably heard of AI generated artwork. I think, can you see the pictures in the middle? Okay, with a big moon. And this picture actually wins a contest. I think it's a big contest in the United States. Okay, this picture is actually generated by AI. Okay, so it become a very controversial issue. Okay, so should this kind of artwork be participated in the context? But to some extent, okay, it can actually come up with pretty nice artwork, right? And so that quite some discussion on this aspect. And some of you probably also heard of NFT. Okay, and of course the stock price going up and down in these days. Anyway, okay, that happens in the market that support the trade, arts trading. And what if this trading go to different jurisdictions, different legal system will be considered? Okay, so you see that is also art, technology, and also law, right? Jurisdictions. And you know, I put a few more. Okay, metaverse. Everybody know metaverse. Companies are not just concerning about web presence, whether I have a website, or not just concerned whether I have a mobile apps. Companies are concerning about whether there's they have a presence in the metaverse. Of course, again, metaverse go up and down, okay, but that's happening, and how to make critical views on that, okay, becomes something that is going to happen for the years to come. And also, I find that maybe I skip, because of time, maybe I skip the algorithmic culture. Need some time to explain. Can I move to the last one? Yeah. Can human and AI cooperate? So you see the little videos, okay? Actually, it's a video orchestra, which played together with some AI algorithms. So the background is not pre-produced. The background will change as the directors is directing, you know, the whole choir. Okay? And so this has we have this concert held in July this year. Okay, I mean, real choir together with AI choir collaborate, harmony, okay, to give a performance. Would that be possible? But it has happened. Okay, how to make it better? Okay, so we're going to be for this arts and entertainment landscape. It's going to be complex, at the same time, a lot of new opportunities. Okay? So just names two examples. There are lots more, as mentioned by Emily. Climate change, you know, there are different. There are many different. Emily will say something about the governance issue, which are not my expertise.
Thank you, William. Just to finish on this slide, we have put here the post-GUFA, Global University Film Awards, And because we are serious in global entertainment, our university actually organized this award ceremony of Global University Film Awards, and it just happened during the month of November. So if you join us, you will be taking part in this, award ceremony and contributing your work in these global awards.
Mhm.
So to continue, as William explained to you, through these two examples of COVID-19 and arts and AI, we have lots of examples of transdisciplinary collaboration. And Professor David held in a TED Talk that you can watch on YouTube, actually said that global governance is failing when we need it most. So we need people who understand the need to collaborate across borders. So the collaboration is much more needed now than ever. However, as Professor Hell said, the paradox of our times is that as global problems become more complex, what we call global challenges, more complex and threatening, our global institutions lose their force as organizing frameworks for interstate cooperation. So governments seem to be less and less cooperative, and we have seen that in the recent news. In view of this, we believe that at our individual level, what we can do is transdisciplinary collaboration that is indeed inevitable. And I pass the floor again to William.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. So this is also directions that the Hong Kong Baptist University is focusing on, not only just on teaching program, but also on research program. Okay, we have recently set up 6 different transdisciplinary research lab, some related to AI, some related to some other issues, okay, to support, have the expertise, okay, to support what transdisciplinary studies. Okay, I want to explain a little bit more what this is. This could be new to you because everybody is thinking of specialists, okay, that is clear. But there are some major of studies, as just what I mentioned before, some of this, okay, with a focus that I don't think I need more explanation, that exceed the scope of a single discipline. Okay? We cannot understand all, okay? So we give the context that indeed global challenges are complex. We cannot just solve it by ourselves, okay? We need more, it go beyond single discipline. We need to collaborate. To do this, of course, we cannot understand everything, impossible, okay? But we need our future talent, see whether you agree with me or not, to have these habits of mind, not just thinking of one discipline. Don't talk to me about other things. No, we need future talents to have these habits of mind, diverse, moving back and forth between disciplines. I think I understand a bit more about computer science. Then I try to talk to Emily or take some related courses to understand European culture, for example, and then come back to my field. So what can I do about that? And I know a little bit more about metaverse. So can metaverse be used to say how European understand a bit more European history and what kind of things can be happened together and so on and so forth, back and forth. But then if you keep going back and forth, then well just have things in your mind, right? But we still have to sit down, converge, integrate them, okay? Discuss with Emily and integrate them to have some innovations. And then Emily may say, hey, metaverse idea is not good enough. How about VR? How about AR? How about something else? Then I come back, okay? And eventually we have to converge, integrate, and innovate. And it's not just about the example that I just mentioned to you. It's a mindset. It can be some other discipline, okay? Some other disciplines. And this is a mindset that move back and forth, diverge a bit first, then converge, innovate. And then we have to keep doing this. And I believe that in the future, there are many scenarios like this kind of talents to be able to do this. And we are actually doing this in the university as well. And we want our talent to be able to do this. Okay, maybe next.
Okay, let me move to next.
Yes. Okay. So this is the message I want to pass to all of you. Okay, so we really want to prepare you all, okay, if you can admit to our university, to be future ready, because we believe that futures really need this kind of collaborations, transdisciplinary. Next one. Okay, so with that, I want to present to you the 4 programs that we have launched for the first year. Okay, so I think I will briefly highlight this 4 programs first, because we cannot just cover everything, although it's very interesting. There are so many fields so interesting, but we cannot cover everything. Okay, so this is what we can come up with. We may come up with more afterwards, but this is what we have right now. Okay, so I'll explain that to you. And after I explain these 4 programs, for all these 4 programs, there is a core courses called Global Challenges. It's not talking about a topic, but really a course that Emily will explain to you more what kind of learning experience that we have. Okay, but first, okay, I want to for these 4 transdisciplinary undergraduate programs. The first one is art and technologies. This is obvious, right? We put arts and technologies together. Okay, we are not just putting them together and ask, hey, take some art course and take some computer science course. That's it. No, we carefully design the courses so that professors from both disciplines sit together to come up with the content of the courses. Okay, so for the first 2 years, okay, and we have this art type practices and theories 1 and 2. Okay, and also we have the computing part. We redesigned the programming course so that it is designed for physical computing. For those of you, control some lighting, have some sound coming out, okay, make it a bit closer to what arts people would like to do, okay. And you see at the corner, there's global challenges, right? So there's something that Emily will mention later on. And you see that we put 2 disciplines together, arts and technologies, but we still provide the flexibility, because this branding of 2 disciplines doesn't have to be just one form of branding. Someone wants to learn a bit technology and then focus on, say, visual related design. Okay, and you see that year 3, year 4, we provide choices. You want to do more visual effect, visual related design, go for that concentrations, just like specialization. Someone like sound more, okay, sound effect, okay, different types of innovation related to sound, then they can go for sound concentrations. And someone, okay, after taking this course, yes, art is interesting, but I really want to make some new technologies to support all these. They can then do more technology concentration. So the message is, even though we put 2 disciplines together, we still provide flexibility. You can do a little bit more arts and do a little bit more technologies. Okay, and there are some different elective, free elective courses. So you feel that for all 4 programs provide flexibilities. Okay, can I move on to the next one? Next one is the first one is on arts and technology. The second one is on is the business administration's bracket, global entertainment. Okay, if you just look at this picture, wow, complicated, but at least you can pick up 3 things. Number 1, entertainment. Number 2, culture. Number 3, business. Okay, if this course, we hope to train talents that can integrate these 3 together. Again, it's not just talking about lectures. You see in year 3, year 4, we have this business field trips. And also they can take different elective courses, combinations. So the first 2 years, basically the foundations. So as I said, entertainment can be of different form. We provide the flexibilities. Okay, and art, entertainment, and how about health? That's the 3rd program. Can I have the next slide? So that's on health and social well-being. I have to make it clear, this program is not for training clinicians, medical doctors, no. Okay, but we want to train people, they can innovate, innovations in health and social well-being. That's what the title means. Okay, so you see that we have some technology aspect. At the same time, we also have some health and social innovation, health innovations aspects, so that for the first 2 years, all the students know a little bit about the technology developments and also the health context, the social well-being context. Then they can choose, again, flexibilities. For those who want to do more health and social wellness, want to know more related, say, policy, what kind of community structure is needed, okay, they probably go for that. Someone want to, say, do some health technologies, informatics. In these days, you know that there's a lot of health data available, and people are making use of this to make better patient care and elderly care and so on and so forth. Okay, genotype is one of this area, so you can do another concentration. So yeah, 2 concentration, again, flexibilities. Okay, and we feel that the flexibility probably are not enough for some really ambitious students, or some students, they want to try something more than what we can think of right now. This is a program for you. Okay, you see, I put a square, okay, with a dotted line in the kind of middle on the left hand side. If you count the numbers of units altogether, 36 units, together with 6 units internship. These courses don't have any lectures. Okay, all these are, we call it solution-based learning. Okay, but having said that, we still have professor. We actually invest quite a lot. Each students of this program will have an individual professor to be the mentor. Okay, but of course, for the first 2 years, we still think that, okay, they have to work in group. We also have group sections, but starting for the first year, each student will have an individual professors. Okay, and the students of this program can design your own major. Of course, if you go too far away, go beyond expertise of our university, of course, probably we have to find way out. But otherwise, we try to help you to design your own major. Okay. For example, I'm actually helping one student, and he's very interested in AI and healthcare. Okay, and he wants to learn it in this solution-based manner. Okay, so I'm going to help him. Okay, to start with some very simple problems, and then try to put some problem in the real settings for him to taste a bit. Okay, because still an undergraduate program, we cannot expect too much. But you see that this design is with a philosophy behind. We believe that the real world settings is the best venues for learning. But to achieve that, we really have, university professors need to spend extra effort. This is something that HABU would like to commit. Okay, so this is the 4th one. Okay, and also you see the paying side, right? The paying side, you could personalize the knowledge and skill. Because you design your own major, you still need to take some courses. You still need foundation. For example, the students, okay, I'm the advisors, and to do AI, in some healthcare settings, okay, he probably still need some math, some coding, okay, some understanding about the anatomies of a human being, okay, sufficient for him to work on some project. And when he works on some project, he also needs to self-learn. And help the student to self-learn, we also design some courses, learning to learn courses, help them to able to do some very simple research and self-learn. So this is how we design this for program. But we think that we still have to emphasize more the mentalities of transdisciplinarities. So that's why we have this course. Emily, please.
Thank you, William. I wish I could be a student again today and enroll in one of those 4 very exciting programs. In my time, it was just specialization and specialization and specialization. So this is really a revolution in higher education. So as you have seen across the 4 programs, our students do have one common core course in common taken from the year 1 in both semesters called Global Challenges 1, 2, and 3. And this Global Challenges course is very focused on the Sustainable Development Goals. I'm sure all of you know what they are. There are 17 of them, and the key instructor, depending on who they are, and they change for every semester, choose a particular focus, and then you have all sorts of activities to learn and explore the solutions to these global challenges. But better than words, let me share with you our latest video from the students from this Global Challenges course. So let me share this video now with you. And it should be playing.
So actually I come from Bachelor of Social Science, Innovative and Social Health Wellbeing, which is a transdisciplinary program. And most of my group mates, they come from Department of Arts and Technology and also business as well. So it's like a mixture of different programs.
今次嚟到邊線里呢一個地方啦，咁都係去到一啲我平時唔會去到嘅一啲社區啦，亦都接觸到一啲喺嗰度生活嘅人啦。今次嘅 field trip 亦都俾我有一個同理心，了解多啲佢哋而家居住嘅環境啦，俾我認識得到其實唔同人啊面對唔同嘅生活嘅問題或者環境都係唔同嘅。其實呢個 course 亦都可以俾到一個機會我同其他學系嘅同學一齊去合作啦，一齊去了解多啲呢個社區之餘咧，仲可以去諗一啲創新嘅方法去幫助社區嘅。
Let me just take it from here. As shown in the video, we have field visits, we have a design thinking, we encourage our students to think outside the box. You have seen in the video that indeed our students working group, they do all sorts of projects with their hands, because we also understand that the human brain works better not only being seated to listen to lectures, but to work out solutions with their hands. And the word important here is indeed solution-based learning. And we encourage a lot of field trips across Hong Kong, but also overseas, as shared with you by William. So in this session, if you have been interested in listening to us, if you want to join us because you want to have extensive experiential learning. Experiential learning means that you are not seated always to listen to a professor talking. You experience all sorts of activities. We have also internship programs, overseas collaborations, in order to make you future-ready students. We do nurture talents in arts and technology. William was very humble when he said earlier that he knew something about the metaverse. Actually, William created the HKBU metaverse, and as a European studies specialist, I see a lot of development in the metaverse. As if you are gaming, if you are into gaming yourself, there are many games in the virtual reality that uses European history as a background and context. But some of you may be interested, compelled by the recent pandemic, to work in innovations in health and social well-being, or some of you may want to choose to design your own study in this very a la carte boutique program of the personalized pathways. So if you fit in one of those 4 boxes, come to HKBU. This university has everything that you need besides also the beautiful campus that we offer to students. You can see behind me, you have this huge sports ground. You are serious into well-being because we encourage all our students to also engage in sports. So we are here now for your question. Our colleagues from the academic registry and admission will be telling you more about admission requirements. And in the meantime, we have a few minutes for Q&A. So William and I are ready for any of your questions.
Okay, thank you, Emily. Thank you, William. I think you guys did a great presentation. From the floor, I have seen some questions, a couple, and I have actually also get some questions about our transdisciplinary programs and also how this actually fits into the future. I think it will be the best chance for me to help our audience to ask you in this occasion. So the first questions will be, some of our, I think this is also shared by some of our colleagues on the road when we explain to students what transdisciplinary program is about, and also rhymes with today's topic. As I think most of the students here in the audiences are actually high school students who are looking to choose a program for the university. But when they choose, because I think not only HKBU, a lot of other universities have thrown out similar programs, I would say, or that actually, because this is actually the way of future. When they want to choose a program that is different from traditional, for example, in the past, they may, the parents may just tell them to choose something like a business course, just to tell them to do an engineering course. How, because this is very new, how receptive are the employers, towards graduates of students who are going into such transdisciplinary programs? When they graduate, they have at least 2 fields, for example, that you actually explain, arts and technologies, how are they actually focused, and how do you have any information on how receptive the employers are actually taking this programs?
Okay, William, you want to start?
Okay, maybe I start. Okay, so first of all, okay, thanks for these questions. Indeed, you can just try to search for future developments of university, either in Hong Kong or overseas. So making student future ready is always on the agenda. It's a global trend. And as I tried, actually in the slide, I tried to explain why transdisciplinary is related to that. It's basically in the future, problems getting more complex. To some extent, we cannot come back, okay? But then we still can join hands to make things a bit better, okay? So even for those who are interested in just want to be specialists, someone may like business, someone like computer science, I'll still urge you to find some way to transcend a bit the disciplines. It's a spectrum, right? If you're a CEO, you have to know everything, be frank, to that extent that you can manage them, okay? As a specialist, of course, you know your own disciplines, okay? I think all the company understand this, but then you also need the specialist to be able to talk to others. For example, if you're, because I come from computer science, okay, so a very technical persons, we also expect him to be able to talk to, say, business partners, customers, right? So as to understand, know the problem, and then try to develop solutions a bit more. I believe that, okay, this is what all the company and organization or even universities are looking for, okay? So I'm saying that even though you're picking some very discipline specific one, do have this in mind, okay? Don't just stick to one silo, okay? It's very important to move. And I think all the industries are looking for people like this, okay? And regarding transdisciplinary, because knowing a bit more is just interdisciplinary, okay? Transdisciplinary, as I mentioned, right? We go through this program so that the student will exercise switching between 2 fields. They have the habits of doing this. This is a competence building. And after this, okay, and they're more ready to take care of, relatively speaking, a relatively more complex problem that you just cannot find one the expertise of particular one disciplines, okay, to deal with. And this is, I think, has been observed in different sectors, including bank, big corporation, governments, consultancy company, okay, and startup, okay. So all these sectors and more actually, and all these sectors are looking for graduates like this, okay, and talents like this, okay. And someone will have this kind of saying, okay, if we do have talents like this, and if they can really, transcend discipline, those kind of jobs normally are high paid one, because it's very hard to get this kind of people. So that's my response to these questions.
I see. Great. I also understand that we are working very hard with the Hong Kong Science Park to have a lot of exhibitions, and together with the development of the Hong Kong investments in the new projects which are related to future technologies. And I strongly believe there will be, because there's actually these questions in the Q&A about the employment rate of completion of this program. But I think that there's a bit hard to answer. I think Professor Cheng already explained to a certain extent, but this is
can I also try? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, we don't have employment rates because we the graduate has not graduate. Okay, but I'm very optimistic. It's because the program is designed with a lot of experiential learning elements. Those kind of experiential learning elements is not just we arrange something simple. We arrange that together with companies. Okay. So we want them to work on something happening in the real world. Of course, again, it cannot be very complex one, but it helps the student to know what's happening in the industry, in the sectors. Okay, so it depends on the program, right? If it's art and technologies, then so what are those things happening, say in some advertising company, okay, and or in say governments, okay. So they will have lots of opportunities to practice, to have real work experience. With that, I don't think employment is an issue. Okay.
Okay.
And also one more thing for art tech, if you're talking about Hong Kong, globally, I think also in Hong Kong government, they last year, this year, they invest billions Hong Kong dollar, okay, on the development of art tech. So a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. Okay. So there's also a number of students who are interested in research.
Yes.
They noticed that there's actually 6 interdisciplinary research labs that we have set up. If you can briefly outline what this about. And then another questions from the floor asking, will the undergraduate students have a chance to participate in some of this transdisciplinary researches?
Very good. Maybe I try to answer the first one, okay? And then I think the second question related to the personalized pathway program. Emily can address that, okay? For the 6th lab, okay, I read the questions so that I dig out the information. I have this on my screen, okay? The 6th lab are augmented with creativities, okay? Metaverse, all these things, AI generated music go with that. The second one is computational medicines, okay, drug discovery. We have a very strong school of Chinese medicines, but of course their research focus not just on Chinese medicine. It's also some also focus on Western one, okay, drug discovery, and system health, because health is not just one single person, but also public health, okay, on system health. And the 4th one is a smart society, okay, sustainable city. And the 5th one is data economy. We need to have a critical views on this Bitcoin and things like that, okay. And the last one is ethical and theoretical AI. Google actually hired some numbers of philosophers. Why? Because AI has been widely deployed, which means that it's actually affecting our daily life. So we need some people like philosopher. Think very carefully. What are the implications? How would that going to affect our human mankind living, so and so forth? Okay, so that's ethical and theoretical AI labs is on that. Okay, So that's about the 6 slides. Emily, you want to talk about research opportunities?
Yes, so it's related to Yassine and also Arnab's questions about research. And it's exactly expecting students like you know, research-minded students, and you will have plenty of opportunities to either join the labs through your mentor, but also contribute through course assignment, your personal project to do this. In the personalized pathway programs, you can see that there are 3 areas: Bachelor of Arts, Science, and Technology. So you can enter and choose which area suits you most, and then you will be assigned a supervisor, a professor in your particular area to guide you through your journey at HKBU. And this guidance is related to your project. So you come to the university with a dream that is driving you, with a project that you want to create and implement, and you make your a la carte study program, and you contribute to the research alongside and under the guidance of the professor, and you major in your personalized major. So it is the thinking at HKBU that we learn by doing, and we learn by doing research, even in undergraduate programs. And we are strong believers of students as partners. What does that mean? It means that our researchers, every professor, work with graduate students and undergraduate students to produce their research.
Yeah.
And also, just to come back to this employment issue, a lot of government reports say that today we don't have any idea of what will be the job market in the future, not in terms of employment or unemployment rate, but in terms of what kind of jobs, what kind of professions. And today we cannot predict the type of professions that will appear in the job market in the coming years, which means that you as undergraduate students, you will graduate and enter a job market where we don't know yet what type of professions you are going to get. But what can help you is your transdisciplinary skills, because this is what employers will be looking for.
Great. So also, I think one very last question, or maybe you can explain a little bit more about the personalized pathway program. We also get asked quite often on the road, how does it actually works for students who want to apply. Let's say, for example, if they want to apply in the coming year, do they have to come up with as what we actually have in this particular session? Do they have to come up with a global challenge in mind in their personal essay to start, for the applications, and then to work through that? What's the things that you expect the students to do when they do an application?
Yes, thank you, Frank, for addressing this question that we indeed get a lot. You are 17, 16, older, and it's normal at your age not to know. It's quite normal. But you know something, that you are different, and maybe you don't know what you want to do: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Technology. Well, you can do all at once in the same program. So come to us if you know what you want to do, or if you don't know what you want to do, because we are here in the semester 1 to guide you. We will have lots of resources, and this is a very costly program, because each student will have this mentorship program. You will discuss and meet with various professors to help you find your way. And once you have defined your project, your dream, then we will match you with the relevant person in-house. So you can come to us with some ideas, or with a strong idea, or with a long-time dream, or with a question mark. And we are here to help you define what you want to do and that we can do together. And related to entrepreneurship, yes, it was maybe not very clear, but all these 4 programs emphasize on entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? It's the idea that you as an individual, you commit to change a situation, and you do it through a certain project. So you don't want to join a big group or organization. You work as an individual with a small team, with some collaborators and partners to bring something new. So in all our pedagogy, we nurture these entrepreneurship skills, because entrepreneurship means also a set of skills, and we at HKBU commit to provide you with these skill sets.
Can I supplement a bit more on this personalized pathway program? That is the Bachelor of Arts, Science and Technology. The last one, very flexible one. Okay. So on one hand, we have professors actually in the first year. Once you join this program, he will meet you weekly, okay, in a group, okay, and then explain to you, okay, so that you can understand different field a bit more. And then for this year, actually he did this way. How he helped the students to come up with quality questions. Suppose they say the student with talk to me, he is interested in AI, health, and that's it. Don't have too much background. Okay, and then the professor asked him, prepare some high quality questions. Eventually, he come with 3 pages of questions. Okay, and I talked to the student. Okay, these questions are really good one. Each of these can lead towards a PhD degree. Big questions. Okay, so then I help him to say, okay, this is more reasonable, and this probably you need this kind of background. And with this, I know a little bit more what the student want. Okay, and what can be achieved within say 1 or 2 years, and then so that you can further think of the future. And then we start to come up with courses need to be taken. Okay, so this is how it works, and I believe that okay, the other students talk to the other colleagues will go through similar things. Okay, and as Emily mentioned, right, you're just high school students. You know, I really want to do something, but not know exactly what we need to do. Okay, so this is the first semester. We do this matchmaking. You can talk to professor give you comments, but how to set quality questions. Okay, we do have a professor help all the students to do that. Okay, sometime or maybe eventually, knowing how to ask the right questions are the most difficult competence. Otherwise, you know, these are assignment. Right? Give me question and then I give you the answers. But asking the right questions is very difficult sometimes. And we have quite some good questions.
Yes, we did.
Thank you, William and Emily. I think that personally, I strongly believe that the personalized pathway program, it's a very valuable program, because you know, at the end of the day, what you want from your university study, it's really attentions from the teaching staff. And in this particular program, I'm pretty sure that you'll get a lot of it. And I think that's also one of the things that last year a lot of students do not totally understand. And you know, and this program, it's actually highly selective. That they will not take a large number of students. So for those of you who really want to explore and be intellectual, and you actually goes into the university degree, then this is probably the program for you, and you should definitely take a look.